Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Army of the Dead, directed by Zack Snyder, and this movie is on Netflix right now. And it's basically just a zombie apocalypse movie that's also kind of a heist movie, mixed in with Fast and Furious, and I thought the movie sucked. With me now saying that it sucked, and I know a lot of people are really enjoying this movie, I guess I'll just describe what the plot is, I guess. So, the plot of the movie, I think, is there's a zombie apocalypse going on, and we have a guy who wants the head of the queen of the zombies, I think. Because he wants it because it's like worth a crap load of money for some reason. And I don't know how useful money is in the zombie apocalypse, but whatever. And so he tries to get a whole group of people together, and they have to go, but he's tricking them into going to a casino by robbing it, and like there's hundreds of millions of dollars in that casino, but apparently the head is worth 10 times that of any of the casinos, apparently. So that's why he's after this head. What I'm struggling to understand is, how did the head of the zombie queen or whatever get up so high? Especially like in a zombie apocalypse or outbreak or whatever you want to call it. Why is it so high? I don't understand. You're trying to use tools to survive, right? Well, what good is money if it's not going to get you to survive? It's stupid. I'm just going to start from the beginning. This movie is tone deaf. From the first 20 minutes, it goes from 4 different tones. It goes from kind of a horror movie, because at the beginning of the movie, you get there's this zombie that's kind of let loose because of irresponsible people. And the zombie gets loose, and it becomes like a horror movie. And after that, you get the opening credits, and my interpretation, it was hilariously bad. And what the film was trying to go for is something like, I don't know, Suicide Squad fun, like for people who like Suicide Squad, and it's trying to take that tone and put it into the opening credits of this movie and make a good movie out of it, but it just failed. Everything just came across so goofy to me. And the scene after that, it was trying to be like a drama, but it was really, really boring. And shortly after that, it becomes Fast and Furious. Like, all the characters talk like they're in a Fast and Furious movie. And while I was watching this on Netflix, I noticed that it was 2.5 hours long, and I watched the first 20 minutes before finishing up the rest of it today. About 5 to 10 minutes in, I thought to myself, I can't do this unless it's in a 1.5 times speed. And by doing that, I was able to get through the movie without it feeling like it was super long, and I was able to enjoy it a bit more. I know that's not really something that you should probably do, but the movie was so boring, and so many characters being shoved into this movie, and some of them aren't even necessary, and I don't know why they're there. And there is so much wasted time in this movie with you have this character who's like a rapist, and he's like going around, he's also a security guard, and he's going around checking to see if everyone is, like, their temperature is right, and if their temperature is off, he has to take them away, and he pretty much uses that to his advantage. And yeah, when he was first introduced, he was kind of talking like an elitist, and at that moment, that's when I started to speed up the movie, because that character was so annoying, and the dialogue everyone is given is really bad, because no one talks like real people. They all talk like they're in a Fast and Furious movie, and I'm not a fan of Fast and Furious, so the dialogue's just going to annoy me. And that was the whole movie, but thankfully, with it being in 1.5 times speed, it wasn't as annoying. It was at least tolerable for most of it, but that doesn't change the fact that there is bad dialogue in this movie. And I also watched this movie with subtitles, so I could understand what everyone is saying. And I can read subtitles so quickly and pay attention to what characters are saying. Okay, I'm just going to talk about the action scenes in this movie. I didn't think any of the action was good. Sometimes it was okay, but most of the time it wasn't really impressive, and I was hoping to see some like really awesome gore in the movie, but it barely gives you that. The effects in this movie were really good. I think all the CGI looked good. Well, for the most part, I thought the explosions looked like crap, but the zombies themselves, I like the makeup and the design of all of them. I think it looked nice. And that's about it. I should probably tell you guys this as well. I'm not a fan really of zombie movies or zombie apocalypse movies, whatever you want to call them. The only one I can kind of, I guess this kind of counts and kind of doesn't, Shaun of the Dead. I enjoyed that movie. There are some annoying characters in that movie, but the reason why that movie worked for me is because it doesn't waste any time, really, for the most part. And it has a good energy, and I liked some of the characters, especially the main character, even if there are some annoying side characters to go along with it. I do feel as though that movie was much more successful than this. And another reason why this movie didn't connect with me is because I didn't like any of the characters. And also, none of the performances stood out to me as being that good. So the action isn't good, the characters aren't good, the dialogue is bad. There's really awful comedy in this movie. Oh my god. I haven't even touched on that yet, and there's some really bad comedy in this movie, and whenever it was comedy in this movie, that's when this movie was at its absolute worst for me. It made me cringe, and it was bad. And that's about all I have to say about Army of the Dead. I keep wanting to say Army of Darkness, but that's a movie that I actually really love. And this is not a movie that I love. This is the antithesis of Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness was a lot of fun, it was cheesy, but it sold exactly what I wanted. This, however, sold me nothing that I wanted. And it was really boring, very annoying, and I was only able to get through it because it was in 1.5 times speed. And I'm going to give Army of the Dead a 2 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Army of the Dead. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Army of the Dead down below. And I know a lot of people are enjoying this movie, and I'm glad that you are. I just can't really get into it. And my social media links, those will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Fargo, Coen Brothers, because I haven't talked about a Coen Brothers movie on my channel yet, so that'll be fun. But until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.